I'm going to go ahead and start raking you over the coals, and I'm not going to stop.
Okay, so it's going.
Okay, we are set. All right, now to do fake intros, because that's the best part of the job, right?
Fake intros? I haven't done an
Oh,
intro since I was doing a YouTube channel.
intros, this guy. I don't believe in intros. I believe we should just start most of the way through.
Yeah, we're already on level 2 now. Let's see what that does.
Wait, well, you people are. It's not my fault you couldn't keep up that I didn't make the episode. All right, darn it. We were supposed to be talking about stuff. Give me a second. Okay, time for fake announcery voice. Hey, this is Dragon Ball Z Kart Strategy. Mario here, speaking with Michael T, talking about his experiences out at the Kansas Regional. He recently attended and has a whole lot to tell us. So, Michael, first tell us a little bit about your trip. I understand it was pretty lengthy.
Oh, it was about 3 hours and 10 minutes, roughly. It
Oh,
was
you
about
rat.
180 miles. I don't know, it was about
That
200, I
explains
think.
why. No wonder you could even consider it. I was like, oh, this son of a buck. No wonder he can
Yeah, it
make his
was
way.
only about 3 hours away, so it's like, hey, might as well go.
Oh, you rat. And then refresh your memory. There was no kind of tournament any closer, right? I think that was the closest for you.
Yeah, that was the closest.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. So you said you're driving down there. You're seeing a lot of different folks. You're starting to hate it because this is a pretty rednecky part of the country,
I never said it was rednecky.
but it was implied deeply, truly.
Yep, deeply.
You kept
Just,
saying,
just
man,
keep
it's
saying deeply.
they're gonna say, boy, a lot of people I'm seeing on this trip and not liking too much.
There's a lot of banjos going off,
A lot of people eyeing you from porches as you drive by.
right?
Okay, so every regional is different, and I'm a big fat loser, and I've never been to a regional other than the Colorado regional. So I was meaning to ask. So you get there, and what was the name of the place? The Cache or something like that?
Collector's cache. I actually
Right.
do have some pictures from there if you want them.
Oh yeah, make sure to send them so I can post the crud out of them.
Okay.
So you get there, and since we only know Chaos, that's like our only store that we ever been to. So, how is this place? Is it terrible? Is it okay?
I think it's all right. The store is kind of alongside the walls, so
Oh,
just it's a whole open area. Or at least when I was there, it was a whole open area just filled with tables.
wow, that they might have moved it around for the event. We don't know. We'll just assume that's every day for them
Hmm.
because we're jerks and we make assumptions. So,
Well,
speaking of
you do.
making, did you? So you get there, you sign up, and it's just like every other one, right? You fill out your deck list, you pay your money, all that stuff.
Hmm.
So I got a question. Since, like we said, I don't know anything about anything. Did they give you your packs up front, or did they have like ours where you got them in between rounds?
What packs? I didn't get any packs.
Uh-oh. So they didn't run proper price support?
I got 3 promos: the visiting pass promo, combination drill, and I think it was a Saiyan card. Saiyan
Dang.
pinpoint blast.
You know, when you told me that the place was super cheap and dumpy and all that stuff, I was like, oh, Michael's probably exaggerating.
I didn't say anything
Oh,
like that.
my. Well, you remember how they ripped you off? We'll get to that eventually in our, our discussion, but we'll talk about the mat.
Oh yeah, the mat. Yeah, yeah, that's
So,
something to get into
uh,
later.
so So now that while we're talking about this stuff, I'm gonna look up prize support, what's actually required. Because I don't know if you recall here at Chaos, he John got raked over the coals last year because he didn't have proper prize support.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and this year he made it a big point to get all the stuff out. He basically
Hmm.
figured out how to manage the packs thing. He basically had the Panini people give him out every other round.
Hmm.
So you got so many just for entering, and then they would have been your top 16, that kind of thing. So, so no prize support. You never received a single pack for all your money for entering, huh?
Nope, just the promos.
Oh my word.
I didn't
Well,
know
all
I was
right.
supposed to receive them.
Oh, these people. Every time you tell me about them, and always like, oh. So you get there, you fill out your sheet, you're looking around, you're seeing some people around you, and what's the first thing you do? You're like, man, these guys are tough, or whoo, what a bunch of nerds.
I was thinking, how long until it starts smelling like body sweat in here?
Where you're gonna pull out the old tugboat noise, B-O.
No, I was gonna start doing like that one guy and take a picture of myself posing next to everyone's ass crack.
Horrible. Uh, I can see Michael, where you look genuinely happy to be there. This is a good shot of you, except that, yeah, it's got a rear end in it. So, I mean, you can't show your mom, but if you crop it a little bit, it's a good picture. So okay, you get there, you start, you set up your deck. Everybody's doing their thing, and I know there's a lot of, shall we call it, energy while we wait for the day to start. Did you guys start on time?
Yes. I actually did get a fight in with the Tenshinhan deck I was using beforehand.
Woo!
Yeah, it lost to God Goku.
Oh, what was the style?
Black Perceptive. Same as mine.
That is bizarre. I know that, the black style Goku of this one, where the whole deck's set up for everything that destroys the top.
hmm
So no kidding, he had just better combos.
I don't know what it was exactly. I know at camp level 1, and I think he was just drawing all the blocks, if I remember right.
So just enough to stay alive, keep you out of your combos.
Yep.
Ugh. You said this was just the opener, that you didn't, how do we say? Uh, what was the word? You got this in a match before your actual tournament started, right?
hmm
Okay, just making sure. So they assign your pairings, and then you go up against a guy. And you know what? I have sort of mixed feelings on what I'm about to ask next. Do you remember the guy that you fought? And it's okay if you don't, because it's like, did you even catch his first name?
No. He was a cool guy, though. I just remember that he was running Saiyan Rampaging Broly.
See, that to me is one of the weakest Brolys. So that's why I kept thinking, how in the world did you not get him? So walk me through it. You guys shuffle your decks, you lay them out, and then who gets the first go?
Uh, that I can't remember. I think he may have had first go, and I think he drew me in first combat.
Oh, so he's got you right where he wants you. So he opens up and
Well,
what is
for
all
two aggro decks going against each other, yeah, that's going to be bound to happen.
Eesh. So he starts wailing on you, and so the general flow of the match is you're taking tons of stage damage, not drawing any blocks, or what's going on?
Yeah, basically I was destroying a lot of blocks off the top of my deck, and I did draw into a time eventually, but he had, what was it, Saiyan Grab, and uh, one of the newer Saiyan cards to where it can't be stopped if your opponent gains stages. So, of
Oh,
course, he launched like 3 attacks that went straight through time.
oh, okay. So you timed him, but he found a way around it and
hmm
just pooped on you. Okay, wow. So it'd be really hard to come back from that. And I did have a bit of a question on that. Did the guy who was just kicking your rear end? Because remember, I told you it's a tie for worst. Is like Red Ruthless Broly and Saiyan Broly, but what level was he at the end of the match?
Level 4.
Ooh,
I think he was just
oh,
trying to end PPV by throwing a bunch of attacks.
okay. So he wasn't even trying to kill you per se.
Yeah.
Okay, man. So it was just a bad matchup.
Not entirely. I did get him down to 6 cards in his deck.
Which is a good thing. Which that's a heck of a thing. You realize if I was fighting Saiyan Broly, I'd just be dead. That's it.
Oh, Saiyan Rampaging.
Oh, blech. Excuse me. I gotta throw up for a minute. Blech.
I'm so glad I'm so glad the old masteries are gone.
Isn't it something? How when you go to these tournaments, you're like, is it 2014? Because everybody's using the first round of
Yep.
masteries. So all right. So this is a crummy match. You're upset. You've throttled the other guy, until he was purple in the face,
Yeah, let's go with that.
and then at this point you're doubting a lot of things. You might have killed a man in the bathroom, And then you're thinking, all right, it's round two. I better clean up and
That would
get
have
out.
explained the smell in the single bathroom they had.
No, you did not hear. You didn't hear this, did you? I thought you weren't here for the regional. So Angelo says to the people down here, "If you're gonna go nuclear, use the upstairs bathroom."
Nice.
So you're joking. So they got like what, 80 some guys? Hold on, I'm gonna look up what was the final totals here.
Yeah, I think it was like 78, 80, somewhere in that
Oof.
area. But yeah,
It says
it was a
100.
lot of people. There was always a line for the bathroom.
It says 108 players, and someone had the nerve to nuke it, huh?
Dude, several people nuked it.
You heard a loud whistle, and then. But
Hmm.
anyway, in more mature conversation, because we're talking about games, because we're grown men. So I was gonna have you talk about, all right. So you get ready for your next match. You're like, oh, trying to get your head on straight, saying, all right, that was a fluke. Let's do this. And then you start your next match. What happens?
Well, I sat down, shuffled my deck, and then I realized I was playing up against Red Enraged Cooler.
So he's got the Trivic going on, the Tri Victory. He can beat you down, outlast you, or DB Victory you.
Yep.
Uh, so I have a series of dumb questions about how this match plays out just because I know the red cooler deck so well. So he comes at you. He's not aggressive, but can go aggressive and does often.
Mhm.
But as far as the Dragon Balls go, I have a question about that. Was it that he DBV'd very quickly, or you just beat him up so bad he just pulled him naturally?
He pulled them naturally.
Wow. So he wasn't even Roshi, and he Roshi'd you, huh?
Yeah.
So how close to getting, Tien's combo, Tien's combats always look a certain way, where you just,
Hmm.
try, babe, try.
Yeah.
So how did he keep you out of that? Did he just miraculously have the blocks, or what did he do?
I wasn't getting any of the combos off, destroying cards to either draw or uh, at level 2 to where I could rejuvenate certain things to draw more. I wasn't getting any of those combos off.
Oh,
And I
oh
think I
my.
rushed up to level 2 too quickly in that game.
And then did it backfire in some way? Oh, because you
Yeah.
weren't able to get at your stuff quickly enough, huh?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, level 2
oh.
is where it all slows down.
Well, you know what? It can. I remember fighting old John Milner with that, and two was actually pretty effective because you remember what happened, right? He start
Hmm.
critting you off its 4 damage energy attacks, and then he would start rejuvenating one card, which would be Tien's Prep.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Oh
But yeah,
yeah,
there's for some reason I could just never see TN's prep in the discard pile.
ugh, mercy. Mercy. That's something to say because if he's damaging you out and all that stuff. So speaking of all that sort of thing, though, so this guy is playing the classic deck. What level did he finish the game on?
That I think may have been level 3.
Huh. Oof. Ugh. So he was already healing himself, blasting you. It
Yep.
was going to be rough. Okay. So you got to remember though that the red rage coolers have been. I mean, it's no match for the black devious coolers, but as far as what keeps top cutting, it's usually a red enrage cooler.
Yeah, that's just because the Dragon Ball victory, I think.
Oh, definitely,
But
definitely.
I don't see
Sheesh.
how Black Cooler wins, to be honest.
Me neither. You remember we talked about this? We said Black Cooler is almost card for card the same deck as Black Krellin.
Yeah, but Krillin doesn't rejuvenate.
Well, exactly. He overcame his problem. Like I said, Krellin gets stage locked. You can't really do that to Cooler. And he has, what do they call it? The ability, yeah, to rejuvenate. So he has a long game.
Hmm.
Hey, like that. It came back to haunt us.
Yeah, it happens.
So this guy beats you. He's up and he's standing up. He's flipping you off. He's talking about who the man, and then he slaps your deck into your face.
Sure, let's go with that.
So it's a bad match. Your lower lips quivering and everything.
Just about ready to go get up and go home until I realize, hey, I'm like 200 miles away from home.
So well, then you sat back down and I was all right. I'm still in this. So at this point, things are looking terrible. You're looking around, people are stinking. You're starting to hate everybody around you.
Yeah.
Now, if I remember correctly, usually we go 3 rounds and then take a break, so you have one more match, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so you get into it, you start shuffling your deck, you sit down, you eyeball the guy, he flips over his mastery, not mastery, yeah, his mastery's personality. Who is it?
If I recall right, it was the third match that should have been against Tag Team 20.
Oh, that's right. This one. I called it this should be an easy mash for you. Like you should enter first combat, blow him up, take out half his deck in the first combat because his deck's too slow. And then you said you guys opened up and well, how did it start out?
Well, it was the same thing all over again. I couldn't get combos to go off. It was just nothing but the worst draws. Kept drawing into blocks. I wasn't destroying anything good off the top of my deck.
Uh,
So it was the
oh,
same old story.
yeesh. So all right, so here's what I'm curious about because the tag decks can go either all what do they call them? All energy, all physical. Very seldom are they like a what do they call them? Hybrid.
Yeah, he had a mix in his. So what his was doing was trying to stage lock and use stage loss against me. So,
Oh, you were telling me about that. How did that happen?
well, he didn't have Android, was it 19?
Yes.
Yeah, he didn't have Android 19 there. He had Nappa for some reason. Um, and yeah, just from there he camped level 1. So he kept making me lose stages, and then he would play the one blue physical to where if your opponent loses stages, then he loses double that amount.
Oh, okay. See, this is a deck type I've never heard of in blue ever. So I
It
said,
was really
dang.
weird. He also had a drill in there to where if he lowered my anger, and I think if I went down to 0, or if I was at 0, then he lowered my stages instead. So he
Oh,
was
so
trying
he's
to
a
mill.
bizarre. Yeah, I was say he's a bizarre sort of hybrid deck where he just wants you to, have no stages. He's basically like old James's stage drain Nappa, just coming at it differently.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm not a fan of this. This would be frustrating and annoying. And the thing is, if you're me, you can get out of that situation readily, but either by leveling or by just gaining stages from other cards. That's not a thing for you. That's not how that works.
Nope, I don't have the rejuvenation.
Yuck. So you're saying that this unrolled really quick, though, that he was able to get to that whole thing right quick?
Mm, took him a couple of combats.
Well, that's still, to me, if I was trying to unfurl that plan, I don't think I could do it in a couple combats. Ugh. Ugh. So all right, so that one's over. At this point, you're seeing red. You got murder in your eyes,
Yep, people
and
are
then
about to die.
some nerds are about to get wasted right here, right
Yep.
here. You're gonna call their mamas in because this is going down. So all right, terrible things have happened. You're upset. You're shuffling your deck angrily. You're gnashing your teeth.
Nope, my teeth are gone at this point.
that's some that's some gnashing, boy. But okay, so you're starting your next match. You're ready to roll, and I honestly don't remember your fourth match at all.
Fourth matchup was actually against Red Cooler again, but I had made a big mistake there.
Oh, now it's all coming back to me. All right, so
Yep.
tell me about the beginning of the match. You go into it, you're thinking like, oh, this guy again.
Well, yeah, I was thinking, oh, it's just gonna be Red Cooler, Dragon Ball Victory again. I was like, whatever. This guy's on bottom along with me. It's not gonna be too bad. Um,
So,
so from there, started playing against him. I opened up first turn combat and used Tien's power, I think, right off the bat. And that was where I made the mistake because I accidentally dropped some cards. I felt them like fall on my stomach.
uh-oh.
I was like, oh crap! I just dropped cards. I'm looking all over the ground and stuff. Pick up one that's off the ground, put it back in my deck. Tell my opponent I'm not trying to cheat. I just dropped cards by accident. He's like, okay, it's cool. You know, it happens. You know, pretty decent opponent. Still wanted to murder him though. All I could see was Mario's face on him.
Darn right. And I'm going, ha ha, you get take your best shot, Michael. It's gonna end in tragedy, you know it. You're gonna wear the tragedy mask, and I'm gonna wear the comedy mask, and this is how it's gonna be.
Basically, so I hate this binder. So yeah, going off from there, I saw some cards that were on the table. I was like, oh, these are face down. I wonder if they were from my deck. I was still trying to shuffle my deck. I was like, oh crap, these are from my deck. I put them back in there. Then I start shuffling my deck again. And then I'm looking all around. I was like, wait, where's my hand? I was like, oh crap, those cards on the table were my hand, which were 2 blocks, and I think a Tenshinhan's Tri-Beam. So, accidentally shuffled in my hand, called over a judge, and judge was like, yeah, you know, I really hate to do this, worst part of the job, gave the whole speech. He's like, yep, but I'm going to have to count that as a loss.
And you said you had well rocked this guy's world, right?
Oh yeah, every combo fired off just the way I wanted it to. I kept him in combat for as long as I could, kept drawing, stole his Dragon Ball, allowed me to draw even more. And it was good times.
And then in the middle of all this rough stuff, about how down was his deck? What are we talking?
How down was his deck?
Oh, sorry. How far did you beat him down? What did he have left?
Well, I won by survival.
Oh, what, no, you actually killed him? But wait, well,
Yeah.
when did the judge's decision come into play then?
This was on first turn when I entered in.
Oh, and your opponent said like, "Hey, hold on, I'll see if you get me or not, and then I'll come back."
Yeah,
and
the
talk.
opponent was just like, hey, we can still play for fun. It doesn't really matter. I mean, we both got an extreme amount of losses.
Ugh.
I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. So I played against them, and yeah,
Oh
that was it.
no! Oh, bleh. Oh, this is terrible. I don't like any of this. So at this point, it's been a rough day. You're getting ready to detonate the bomb vest you're wearing.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, you were going to use old-fashioned Call of Duty for martyrdom?
Nope.
Just right here? Well, you know what? That seems fair and reasonable. I understand.
Yeah, stuff happens. It was what it was.
Hey, did you know that one of the guys who was there that day was a fellow named Rich Bondi? Now, here's a funny story about Rich Bondi. I'm told that Dan talks to these guys, and the thing is, old Rich Bondi, I've never met him, never seen anything about him, and I know nothing except what Angelo's told me. It turns out that he says that Rich's my deck, my Piccolo deck, apparently was inspired greatly by Rich's stuff, even though I've never actually like talked to him or seen a deck list or anything. So I didn't know he was at your event. If you fought a Piccolo to make you knowledge, it could have been that guy.
Nope, did not.
That so stinks. Ugh. So I was just looking through some stuff online. And you know what's terrible is I cannot find talk of the correct prize support. In fact, you know what? Before we're done with our little discussion, I'm going to get somebody to tell me about that. I was going to ask you another thing about it. So you're hating it. You're ready to just get out of there. But then you get up and you're ready to leave, and you hear some store guy talking about getting into a tournament, right?
I heard about the side events at the beginning. You know, they were going to have some additional stuff to do. I think, after the 4th match. So I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, it's a long drive back. I don't want to do it just yet. So went over. It's like, oh, well, I can either win a box. It's $10, or I could win a mat for $3. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'd be down for a mat. You know, I'm already going to buy this Vanguard one, use it as a mouse pad. Could get a nice Dragon Ball Z one for the future.
Yeah, heck yeah. Why not?
Yeah, it was the one with Android 13 and Goku on the front.
See, that's worth getting there. I could see you going in for that. And heck, you know, that would be good for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I signed
Hold
up
on.
for that, and I was hoping other people would sign up. It's $3 for a mat. But yeah, no one signed up. I was like, ah, whatever. So I played and hung around with some of the other people who had stopped playing.
Did you end up getting in any other small matches? Because I know it might have taken a while to get round 4 done.
Yeah, I did play against some other people. I'm trying to think of what I played. I think I did play against Piccolo once. Namekian Knowledge Piccolo, if I remember right. Oh no, it was Namekian Restored Piccolo. It was different from yours. It actually won by MPPV.
Well, you know what? We I just realized something. We haven't fought in so long that we didn't talk about this. Me and Angelo had an interesting time. Like we talked about how Broly had parked on the game and then just like I'm gonna crush you under the weight of my absurd broken powers. So I
But he's
stopped
not
running.
broken.
He's just playing a different game than the rest of us.
Well, no, Yamcha's doing it. Yamcha's his direct counter. Because when you think about it, I mean, Yamcha has tons of blocks. He runs off energies. He makes energies cheaper. So Yamcha doesn't care if he gets beat down.
One second.
Uh-oh.
Oh gosh. So okay, you fought the Piccolo at PPV. Was it knowledge or restored? I assume knowledge.
Now it was restored. I honestly
Restored?
forget how he angered up so quickly.
Wow, I don't even know. I don't know like what more you could infuse in a restored to be faster.
I know he was using, I think, the old Piccolo stack with restored,
That would probably
except
be
for
a little.
level 4.
Oh yeah, well nobody would use the old floor four versus the new four. Gosh.
Hmm.
Okay, so you fought him, and then so how did that match go? Was it bad?
The first time I won against him, and then the second time he took it against me.
Oh, boo and
Still 1 for
hiss.
1, but it was nice to fight something that wasn't Broly or cooler.
Oh yeah. Phew. So you said you had a couple of the free matches, but this was the part I was more curious about. I'll just explain how things went with here in town. In 2015, I went to my first regional, and I remember there were packs for sale, but there were no packs for prizes, and I didn't know there was a Panini requirement to actually have packs at different levels, entry, and stuff like that. So boosters are a normal part of what they call prize support. So this year was completely different. Like we said, after the first year, 2015, where nobody got anything, this year it was like, okay, John Tiffany was aware, hey, let's do this correctly, and he did. He got it. He got it good. Correctly set aside boxes of boosters, and then got them out to be distributed to make sure that people finished the run of the tournament. They actually gave them out in between rounds, so you didn't just get a stack, and then, if you ditched in like the third match, you wouldn't
Hmm.
get as much. So this is great, and it ended up being great. Like we said, it worked great for us. So you're saying that even though that this store, the cash, had 108 players, had zero prize support.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's all they gave away were the promos, and that's it.
So that cost them nothing. That's actually given out as part of a tournament kit.
Hmm.
Ugh, ugh. So that's not good. That's lame, to be the nicest way to put it. Next, you went into the mat tournament, and you told me this plays out a certain way, and I'll let you explain.
Well, I signed up for it after the 4th round because, yeah, I'd basically given up on getting any kind of placement. Um, so at least 8 people had to sign up because it was going to be like a Swiss or like a last man standing kind of thing. And yeah, just waited around for a few hours, I think till about like 6 at latest. I was just like, no one else is signing up for this. Went up to one of the judges. I was like, hey, what's going on with this mat tournament? It's just no one signing up. Can I still get the mat? And he went and
And
checked,
then,
and Apparently the guy who ran the store is just like, yeah, no, we can sell you the mat for $10, but yeah, we're not just going to give it away for $3.
Wow. And then you told me they didn't be like, well, sorry, kid, here's your $3 back. They went, yeah, thanks for the donation to the store.
No, the judge who I talked to said, yeah, it's pretty messed up. No one else joined. Can't give you the mat. Sorry about that. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Just gonna go home.
So no kidding. And they didn't even offer you a refund for a tournament they attempted to host but didn't finish.
It was $3. I didn't really care.
Oh, I imagine you wouldn't. But for me, I'd be like, okay, so I paid you for the privilege to stand here and you just say thanks for nothing. And then they poked you in the eyeball and said, get out of here, kid.
And I left my own volition.
Well, fantastic. Awful time. I think I have found my new bottom tier of places to play this game. Where the collector's cache. This is called also the bottom. No, rock bottom. That's right, rock bottom.
Well, it wasn't horrific. I mean, it's not like their staff was basically kicking us out or anything.
Well, just the picture you're telling me here. All right, 108 players with absolutely no, what was it? No forethought about how 108 dudes would actually be able to use, a bathroom, and then they, and then you get disqualified, and then they say like, yeah, that's right, give me some of that money, kid. So yeah, and then no prize support. Oh gosh. Oh mercy. So that's what is killing me right there. All right, so all in all, kind of a rough time for Michael. He went out there, he gave it his all. It's an interesting time to be in one of these things, playing Dragon Ball, because we are on the very cusp of a new set and just about seeing the sunset of a bunch of masteries I think we've all had our fill of. So it was a rough time. So organized play is going to start again pretty soon, but I'll just throw this out there, Michael. I don't know if you want to do it or even bother looking it up. But remember, there are ARG games out there, which are pretty neat. They're a lot of fun. They even have their own world championships and all that.
Huh. Yeah, I remember going to ARG, what was it, last year?
Oh, we did. We went as a group. I genuinely forgot that.
Yeah, that was fun times.
Yeah. You remember that Angela won the very last one, what, a month and a half ago, 2 months ago?
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. You remember that. He won I keep forgetting you weren't in the group to see all this stuff. Yeah, he won the last ARG in early September. Yeah, it was quite the battles. I watched him take down many Brolys in a row with Renner Rage Cooler.
Huh. I didn't know he was playing Cooler. I thought he was still playing Yamcha.
Oh, no. I keep forgetting that you haven't been in the playgroup for ages. Nah, he switched over. His baby was the Red Ruthless Broly, but that one didn't work out so good. As far as the tournament, we figured out something interesting. We figured out that literally everybody was anticipating fighting Broly, and they were just ready for him.
Ouch.
Yeah, it was really something. So we're going to go ahead and say that it was a rough experience, but a lot of learning. You don't learn without a little bit of pain, as Michael learned.
Yep.
And then, you know what? We're going to go ahead and end this. Gosh, I can't think of all of a sudden. Our regional report for Kansas right about here.